Bangalore have a problem on their hands. They're not looking like the team that was so good in the first leg of the IPL. So on Maruti Suzuki presents ESPN Cricinfo T20 Timeout with Carlos Brathwaite and Deep Dasgupta. We'll discuss their Indian quicks because Virat Kohli made an interesting selection call after just one game. Deep, he left out Kyle Jameson, his spearhead, you think, from the overseas seamers, and put faith in Navdeep Saini. Mohammad Siraj doesn't quite look as impactful as he has been in red ball cricket for India. What do they do about this?
Well, they've been bowling all right, Mohammad Siraj. And to be fair, you can't really blame the bowlers if the batter scored 70 plus and 150 and on 170 surface. So, yes, I mean, as far as bowling is concerned, first game, you can't really blame them much. Second one, yes, they looked all right. I guess Mohammad Siraj, Navdeep Saini. Navdeep Saini's, I mean, he hasn't played too much of cricket since the Sri Lanka tour. But again, it might take a little more time for someone like Mohammad Siraj to adjust from red ball cricket to white ball. It's a little different in terms of lens and mindset and everything else. And as Carlos will tell you, so give them some time, and hopefully the RCB batters will give them enough runs.
Another player that they need to figure out is Harshal Patel, purple cap holder in the first leg, Carlos, but isn't quite working for him in the UAE.
Yeah, it's been difficult, as Deep mentioned, with the scores that they've had to defend. And you just feel as a bowling unit, if you don't get early wickets, you're always chasing your tail to try to get the team out. It's hard to defend 156, so you need to get wickets, and as a result, bowlers would try a lot more. So I'd like to see them bowling first, or defending, let's say, a 180, 175 before you really cast the rule over their form. I think they're just trying a bit too much because of the situation of the game. With a Harshal Patel, just run in, hit the deck, pace on, pace off. He's been doing that beautifully. Want anything he can add to his game or continue to add to his game is that wide, slow one. He's someone I think will go for runs, but he'll get you wickets. And if you have the leeway in your team with the other Indian pacers going well, then he's someone that can be gold dust. You saw it in the first leg of the IPL, and think he can replicate it in the second leg.
If you just look at that team though, Carlos, yes, Sharjah, they got a different sort of surface. Batters found it hard. They're back in Dubai now. Do you think that lineup with Saini, Siraj, Harshal Patel, Chahal, who's a bit up and down on form, Hasaranga, who's still not got a lot of wickets, do you think it needs Kyle Jameson back, or do you think they should stick with the team they went with against CSK?
Well, I actually think the Kyle Jamieson debate may soon change from him versus Tim David to him versus Hasaranga. He hasn't had the impact that I think a lot of us that would have seen him against the West Indies and in international cricket. He didn't have the same impact in IPL or just yet. Whether it's nerves, only a couple games in, trying to impress, it does happen, or whether you know the stage is probably just a bit overwhelming for him. We don't know, but he's an international quality player. He's definitely a quality player with ball and bat. And Kyle Jamieson is the same. So if your Indian pacers aren't giving you exactly what you want, then I think your big money signing in Kyle Jamieson, who can add something with ball, bat, and in the field, would have to take precedence over Hasaranga. I've seen Tim David up close in Big Bash and CPL, and I think he has a lot to give. So I think they'll probably give him one or two more chances, and Hasaranga may find himself out in the cold for a couple of games.
Deep, your thoughts? Does this team need Jameson back? He did play every game in the first leg of the IPL.
Definitely does. I certainly think so, because obviously he brings a different dimension with his bounce and pace and everything else, and especially because it's in Dubai, which obviously has a little more pace and bounce. So yeah, for me, I think I'll go with what Carlos mentioned, him in place of Hasaranga.
All right, Deep, Carlos, thank you very much. Big game. Both teams have lost 2 out of 2. Someone's got to change that when Mumbai Indians and Bangalore face off in Dubai. This was Maruti Suzuki presents ESPN Cricket for T20 Timeout.
We call it people technology.